Ned thought it was just 200,000 naira. Just small money. Just one more night in Asabo. But that one decision almost cost her life and destroyed the only man who truly cared about her. This happened in Asabo, and it started with a heartbreak. 6 months ago, Nne's heart was shattered. She had loved deeply and lost painfully. So when she met Michael online 2 months later, she wasn't sure what to expect. But Michael was different, calm, intentional, respectful. When he invited her to visit him in Asabo, 7 hours away from her city, she gave one condition. She wouldn't travel alone. She had to come with her friend. And Michael agreed immediately. No argument, no pressure, just understanding. That was the first green flag. The journey to Asabo was smooth. When they arrived, Michael was excited to see her. He took her and her friend out to a lounge. They went clubbing. The next day, they went shopping. Michael even bought things for her friend. By the second night, Nne felt safe. They talked seriously about building something real. For the first time in months, she felt hopeful again. On the third night, they went to Losina Club. That was where everything changed. Nne ran into two old friends, Margaret and Benita. They also lived in Asabo. At the club, Margaret leaned close and whispered, "Babe, my man's friend likes you." Nne laughed it off. She wasn't interested. She had Michael, or so she thought. The next morning, Nne and her friend were ready to return home. Michael dropped them at the park. Everything was normal until her phone rang. It was Margaret. "Don't travel yet," she said. "My man's friend, Ferdinand, wants to see you." Then she added something that changed everything. "He will give you 200,000 naira if you stay back." 200,000 just to delay her journey. Nne hesitated. Her friend convinced her. "It's just money. Nothing will happen." She called Margaret back. "I'll stay, but my friend stays with me." Ferdinand agreed, and the money was sent immediately. That evening, they went out again. Drinks, laughter, music. But while she was enjoying herself, Michael was calling. Once, twice, 5 times, 10 times. She looked at the screen and pressed decline. Again, and again, and again. That was the moment trust started dying. Around 10 p.m., Ferdinand suggested they go to his house. It was off the express road. The street was lonely, quiet, too quiet. Nne felt uneasy. But then she saw a police checkpoint about 600 meters away. She relaxed a little. They entered the compound. Suddenly, NEPA took light. Darkness swallowed the house. Ferdinand checked the generator. No fuel. He left with his friend John to buy some. Nne and her friend were alone, in a dark house, in an unfamiliar city, with men they barely knew. Something didn't feel right. They turned on their phone flashlights and began checking the rooms. One room, nothing. Second room, empty. Then the third room. Nne pushed the door open slowly. In the corner was an altar, a carved graven image, a table covered with red cloth, a sharp knife, and a calabash. Nne's blood ran cold. They screamed and ran, but the gate was locked from outside. Their hearts were racing. They dragged chairs, stacked them, climbed the fence, jumped down, and ran straight to the police checkpoint. Breathless, terrified, shaking, they reported everything. Minutes later, Ferdinand and John drove back, only to meet police officers waiting. The house was searched. The altar was real. The knife was real. Everything Nne described was there. They were arrested immediately. Morning came. Nne and her friend boarded a bike to Margaret's place. They wanted to freshen up and leave Asabo quietly, but fate had one more lesson. Michael saw them on that bike. After she had ignored all his calls, she tried calling him. He rejected it. She called again, blocked, just like that. No shouting, no argument, just silence. She survived that night. She escaped something that could have ended her life, but she couldn't escape the consequences of her decision. 200,000 naira was spent in one night. But the man she lost, that one may never return. This is my story. The greed that almost took my life. 200,000 naira was not worth my peace. It was not worth my safety. And it was definitely not worth losing a good man. One careless decision almost ended everything. Greed is expensive. Choose wisely.